Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the dies by Sue Wilson Pet Pals, and we're looking at Milo in this video. So there are actually 4 Pet Pal characters in so far, and there's 3 doggies and 1 kitty. So Milo is kind of a sausage dog type of doggy. And you get 8 dies in the set, and you can see from the packaging the sort of bits and pieces that you get out. So you get hearts, you get flowers, you get leaves, there's a bone, there's a little jacket for him. This can be a collar, or can actually attach the jacket to around his tummy, and you've got an ear and a little, they've all got a little envelope as well. So I put mine on a magnetic sheet, and I've got bits and pieces in here that I'm going to be using, and yeah, so it's good to go. So he's probably the smallest, but he's the longest of the dogs. And so I've got my bits and pieces all sorted out here. I'm also going to be using the Pet Pals stamp set, which is an A6 stamp set. She's quite hard to get hold of at the moment, so we're waiting for stock to come back in on that. Obviously, everything you can see, you can mostly you can get over from my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. We're also going to be using the Happy Birthday Mini Shadow Sentiments, and also Francoise Reed's Vintage Labels craft die from Woodware, and also the new sample Shabby Basics stitched weave frame. Love these, absolutely love them. I think that's all we're using, so we'll put those to one side, and let's have a look at the pieces that I've actually cut out. So I'm going to make an A6 card, and I don't normally like to restrict myself to card sizes, but I'm trying to do that more and more, because then I think you actually can identify with what we're doing, and obviously if you want to sell your cards, then it's something to work with. So I've gone for my background, I've gone for a paper from the Sentimentally Yours, let's get rid of that, Sentimentally Yours Delightfully Daisy, and I've used 2 dies from the decorative stitch weave frame. I've used these 2 dies here, so if you just use this one, that's going to cut that decorative pattern into your card. If you want to actually cut it out, then you have to cut these 2 dies together, because there is no cutting edge on that die, on that inner die there. So I've used those 2. It's back on there. And then I've actually just cut a very slim border in black to actually show it off. The other die set, that Sam's done, which is the Shabby Basics decorative frame, has got diamonds cut out of it, and there's little crosses all over. Same kind of thing as the other one, and I do have one of those cut out as well to show you. And again, this is another paper from the Delightfully Daisy paper pad from Sentimentally Yours. So obviously when you pop this one on black, you can see those diamonds, and that kind of works too. So if you bring Milo in, you can see he's going to work on that as well. They're both really lovely. I don't know which one to go for now. Do I want that one or that one? Let's have a look. I was intending to go that one. I do like that one now, I've seen it. Let's go for the one I originally said. We'll make another card with that later. Okay, so without further ado, let's glue this down. So I'm using Sentimentally Yours PVA. Obviously you can use your Cosmic as well. I sell both on my website. Don't want it to be oozing out too much, so just run a little bit around the edge there. So it is actually only a thin border. I think that's straight. And then we're going to pop that onto our card. I'm doing it flat. Again, I'm doing this with postage in mind because postage is so expensive nowadays. So it's all going to be flat. So I hope so it will be, it probably will be a large letter because of the different layers of card that are going on here. But I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible. Check that's straight. Okay, let's pop this underneath here for now. Right, so little bits and pieces. So going back to my half cut out one, because we are going to do a tag to match in here as well. Let's take Milo. So if you're leaving it in the die, if you take a black Pigmamicron pen, and this is an 08, it doesn't really matter what size it is. While it's still in there, you can draw the eye in. And don't worry if it goes on the die, it'll wash off. Let's just poke that out. Where's my pokey tool gone? I had it in front of me. Probably gone underneath. Has it? No. Bear with. Let's use a tweezers. So he's now got an eye. And then you can use that same Pigmamicron pen to do his nose. And you've got, see it's in an angle. You see you've got an embossed edge there. You've got them all over actually, because you've got them for the ears as well. And we can just draw along that indentation and then colour in his nose. You could use a Sakura glaze, a black glaze pen. I think I've got some of those in stock. And then you can have a shiny nose for him instead. Or it might look a little bit damp because dogs' noses are normally quite moist, aren't they? See if I can get that black on where the fold is there. So now he's got a nose. And he starts to come to life then, doesn't he? So for the ears, I've actually cut 2 ears out. You don't have to cut 2 ears. Let's put those 2 on the side. His jacket's going to go on there. I mean, his jacket you can cut out of pattern papers as well if you want to. I've got one here that's out of a coordinating pattern paper. So you could give him a patterned jacket if you wanted to. I'm going to go with pink for this particular one. And then on this die here, you've got multiple hearts, and you've got that little piece that can be a collar. Let's just poke that out. Or, as I said, I've seen when Sue's done hers, she's actually popped these bits. She's actually popped it down below there, and then it looks like his jacket, and then you cut a bit off and it looks like his jacket is actually secured underneath his tummy. We're going to use it as a collar. But obviously you've got ears there. All these little bits. You've got ears there, so you won't see very much of it, but you can pop it just perhaps up there. And then you'll see it once the other ear's on, because the ear will go on top. Like so. Just got a little tiny little bit sticking out. Okay. So what we will do is we will actually glue that now. The easiest way to glue these things is to put some on your craft sheet, which you can't see because I've got the camera too far up. There we go. Tweezers. They're lots of fun, these. I'm more of a cat person than a doggy person, but I do actually prefer the dog dies to the cat die. Let's have that just there, I think, like that. And then with the ears, I find it's easier to take it, check you can see, take it so it's lined up, like so, because you can see the pattern underneath, and then I turn it over, hold it nice and firm, and then using my poker tool that's done a runner, but I need it. Is it gone? Oh my God, what is it like? Let's just use the tweezers instead. So just run them the back like that, which creates a bit of an indentation, and then you can fold that over. So without further ado, we get a little bit of glue and pop it on the back there. Don't need loads, because the more you've got, the longer it takes to bind, and you want to just hold that for a second or two, just so it grabs. Okay, that's grabbed, and it does come to life once you've got that extra ear on. It comes to life. So now we're going to put the glue on the other part of the ear and glue that down again, just giving it a chance to bind. And then now it's optional that if you have a second ear, you don't need to have a second ear if you don't want to. Let me hold that so you can see it. You don't have to have a second ear if you don't want to, but what's quite good is if you do have a second ear, if you actually pop it so that it's off. Oh, it's so dark at the moment. So it's offset so you can see an ear underneath. So what we want to do is actually cut some bits off. So let's get rid of that. Don't need that. And then I'm going to actually put the glue on the back. And then we'll position it on the front. Hopefully you can see it's very dark, isn't it? See? So now he's got two ears. So that's Milo. And then we're going to have his little jacket on. I'll put a little bit more glue over there for a minute. The little jacket's on. Now with the flowers, there's 3 little tiny flowers. So your flowers, obviously, you can scatter around. You can use the leaves to make a little kind of garden around him if you want to. But why I'm going to use them just to decorate his little jacket. But before I do that, let's get a really fine yellow pen. This is a Pentel pen. It's got quite a hard point. I'm just going to put yellow in the centre because my background's got white daisies with the yellow centre on it. Okay, then we're going to grab those daisies and add them to decorate our jacket. There's my dab off the excess. A teeny one. I dabbed it all off. Okay, so now he's got a little jacket on with daisies. And then he can be holding his little letter. And then there's these little hearts. Let's see, let's put perhaps that one on, I think. You get a bunch of hearts. There's 4 hearts with this one. They're so tiny that sometimes it's better just to leave them actually in the die until you're ready for them. Need a teeny tiny bit of glue there. Where's my coat? This is one of the pearl pickup tools from Sentimentally Yours, and it's the easiest way to deal with little tiny pieces if you can get them the right way around, because we can just pick it up and pop it in the centre there. Get it straight. Okay, so I can be holding that. He could be holding his bone. So you could have him with his bone in his mouth if you wanted to. We're going to have him with his little letter. I'm going to put that bone back in the die so we don't lose it. It's a good way of using up all your little scraps, actually. If you find it that you do use loads and loads of scraps. Let's have a look. Let's put some glue just there. Figure out where we want it. Okay, that'll do. So now he's holding his little letter. Right, let's put that to one side for a minute and think about what else we're doing. Oh yes, we want to do a little bit of stamping. Now I did cut a circle out because I thought what I might want to do is do, I like this, Paws and Kisses, but it's a bit big, so we're going to say happy birthday anyway. Oh, what am I doing? So you want these on here. That's a bit big, really. It would work, but it's a bit big. I think what's better is, on this card, to use this little label. And remember, this has been cut using this smaller die here from the Vintage Labels craft die from Woodworth. So I think that will look better just there instead. And then we've got the happy, excuse me, sorry, the happy birthday coming in there. Let's just clean this glue up here. I don't know what we'd do without craft sheets. Right, we're going to use the other head of Milo in a little bit. So I am going to use the stamping platform just because I'm rubbish at getting things straight, especially when doing it around a camera. So I've got a little bit of kitchen roll in my stamping platform. I'm going to pop a teeny bit of glue in the back here. That's a bit more than I need, actually. And we're just going to pop that down. Don't worry about the kitchen roll, it's going to be fine. And we're just going to say furry wishes. Obviously there's lots of stamps on here that for you to make your own backgrounds. I just like all the sayings. Sue's got a really good sense of humour. She's always come up with really good sayings. You'll probably find some really cool sayings, or you will do, on the some of the pink ink stamps as well. They've done some a couple of dogs, because they've got Bark the Herald Angels thing, and then there's another doggy one. I can't remember the name of the other doggy one. And there's always funny sentiments on there. So this is just for me to get it straight rather than overstamp. So we're using Nocturne Versifying Clair, I think. No, we're not. That's Morning Mist. I don't want that. No wonder it's so light. There we go. That's better. You can see it now. And again, you'll find the Versifying Clairs over on my website, and the re-inkers as well. Give it a good old press. And we've got furry wishes. We can just tear that off the kitchen roll. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of kitchen roll on the back, because that's not going to make any difference whatsoever. So let's get our card finished, and then we'll do a matching tag or a coordinating tag. Let's get Milo stuck down. Now obviously you could, if you wanted to, use a little bit of foam tape, because we have got different levels of card here, but I'm just going to do it flat. I might dip his legs just in my kitchen roll and his tail, just so that I don't have a bit of seepage. I want it to stick, but I don't want it to, the glue to leak. Where are we going? Where's my tweezers? There they are. These tweezers are invaluable. These are the Sentimentally Yours set of 3 tweezers. There he is. If you do get any adhesive, the adhesive eraser, this is one that I've cut in half, is really good for, once it's dry, don't try and rub it off while the glue's wet, but once the glue's dry, then you can often remove it with that. There's our Milo, and let's get our furry wishes on. And we've got to do our happy birthday down the bottom. Try not to smudge it, because it will probably be a bit wet still. And then we'll have our happy birthday at the bottom. So the die set, the mini shadow sentiment, actually has got a shadow to it. So you can see here, so if you actually cut this back of die out as well in a different colour, then you can actually have it so it's offset. So you could perhaps cut that in white and cut this in black if you wanted to. I've just used this die here, which breaks down in 2 separate words. Reason being, I've only got a small border here because I've gone for an A6 card. So let's do a little bit of scribbling here. And let's just position that where I want it. That's going to go there, I think, and this one's going to go there. Looks about right. So we dip birthday first, try not to get it all over the place, and then just wipe off the excess on a bit of kitchen roll, and then pop it down. Hopefully that's straight. To look, once it's down, you can move it a wee bit, and then we go for a happy. Not getting any on my P. That's better. The excess, and pop happy in here. Oh, moved. Oh, moved it again. It's so biggy. Don't know if that's straight. It's pretty straight. So there we are. There's our happy birthday card with Milo on it. So just to finish off, I've got a tag, and this has been cut using the stitched weave frame. That's what it's called? Yeah, stitched weave frame. So this is just the tag here, and there are no reinforcers in this set. but I do have Sam's other set, this one, the tattered tags, and that's got 4 different reinforcers, so 2 different types in 2 different sizes. So I've used those just to make it more substantial, really. And I thought it might be cool to have Milo coming in just from the edge there, and then a little message up there. So we're going to do that. We're going to pop, let's get rid of this, clean up before I know what I'm like. Dip something in the glue. Let's stick him down, because sometimes it's just nice to coordinate, and obviously we're only going to fit in a certain amount of Milo. So let's stick him there for a second, and then I'll trim off the excess in a minute. So, are there any sentiments on there that I want to use? Very wishes. We could have a Pawsome Day. That'll just about fit, won't it? Let's do that. Let's go back into our stamping platform. We need to get rid of Very Wishes. I see my desk. We can actually put the magnets on here, actually. So let's do that, rather than putting, because this is going to be a loose tag, I don't really want to have lots of stuff. Let's have this up in the right way though. Let's see if we can get it in between. We'll just see if that's straight. Looks straightish. We'll have that. We'll have another magnet there as well. Go back to my Nocturne Versifying Clay. It's nice to give a coordinating, have a coordinating tag on your present. Oh yeah, just about fits. And we'll see a little bit of baker's twine as well. So we'll turn this over. Still a little bit damp on the back. Use my fingers as I always do. And just use the edge of the tag to cut off the excess. There we go. There's Milo looking in. So we have a card and a coordinating tag. Let's bring that in so you can see it properly. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's been useful. It is very, very simple. Nothing particularly clever about it. But I thought it might be useful to show you how you can put Milo together. As I said, you'll find the products over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, for shipping to UK addresses. And you'll find the pattern papers over at the Honeypot Crafts website. Do check out some of my other videos, and thank you for watching.